Okay, here we go. Mass Effect 2. So Mass Effect 1 is a lot of fun, but I have to admit I like 2 a lot more. I think 3 is probably my favorite, but 2 is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed 2 as well. Pretty cool screen here as well. Okay, so I'm going for new game. And then import ME1 character. As you see, you can import a ME2 character as well if you've completed it, so it's basically New Game Plus. Okay, and let's get it on normal. Don't like auto level up. Subtitles on, squad power usage on, and autosave on. So you just pick your game there that's saved. It's under your Shepard name and stuff. And with the legendary one, it saves it right after your choice of choosing Anderson and stuff, or Udina. Okay, you can review here. So just for interest sakes, some of the reasons why you want to import is, and it's kind of like makes sense, but um, your story and choices get carried over. You get an XP bonus and also a credit bonus and even resource bonus. And then also the morality boost, like your charm and or intimidate and renegade gets also carried over. So you can see there's the name, rank, military specialist. I have to admit, I thought I was on 58 or 59. And I'm an infiltrator, speciality, psychological profile, Paragon, Commander, Shepard, followed the Paragon path. Ernox Red survived the mission on Vermeer. Kaiden Alinka was killed on Vermeer. Council history, the council was saved by Commander Shepard during the attack on the Citadel. And Commander Shepard recommended Captain Anderson for a seat on the council. Let's go!
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose him.
Disengaging FTL drives. Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector, and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
Okay, so here in the start there's no renegade or you don't get renegade points or Paragon points for choices. But this is a very explosive start, like just getting right into it. By the way, whoever you romance is the one that comes here to talk to you. And I know this is the Legendary Edition, but those cinematics, intro cinematics look so awesome.
The Alliance won't abandon us. We just need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't abandon ship. I'm not leaving either.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttles. I'll take care of Joker.
Commander.
Ashley, go. Now.
Aye, aye. Everybody in. Go, go, go!
Okay, so here we go.
Mayday! 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 This is SSV Normandy! We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy. Come on, baby, hold together. Hold together.
Just look at this. This looks amazing. I know the ship is falling apart and stuff, but if you really want to, you can walk into the chips. Like, look at that. That is actually so well done.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up.
coming around for another attack. Watch the arm!
Okay, so thank you for joining me for Mass Effect 2. That's it. No, but this is probably one of the most like intense and action-packed intros that I've played for a game. I know there's a lot that has similar and stuff, but especially the first time playing it, it's like there goes your main character. So I'm going to show this Mass Effect Genesis. It's something that they brought in with the Legendary Edition, and it was actually a DLC. So it's pretty cool that, especially if you start the new game, that you can actually use this comic to put the choices that you want. When I previously played Mass Effect 2, I didn't have this. And you have a really shitty storyline actually. So I'll explain it as I play, the differences and stuff, but let's go through this comic quickly.
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Olenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move, could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat, as was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Adina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest-looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tali. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tali's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission. I told Ash I wasn't interested in Liara. I had my eyes on someone else. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission. Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead. Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novarian, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Kaidan with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Kaidan was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Ash saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Kaidan's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we'd put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other, and it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. But a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him. As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human Alliance fleet in jeopardy. The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right. Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Okay, so then here you can just choose your character, especially if you start a new game. This is where you can create your character. But that's, like I said, that comic's pretty cool. But the only thing that I've got with that, and I'll show it in the game as well, but there's choices that you make in the game that's carried over with your save that's not covered in these comics. Like I said, they did the same in Dragon Age and it's pretty cool. But there's choices and stuff that's carried over that's not in the comics. So importing your game is the more accurate thing. So then you can just choose here which one you want. So I'm going to accept my imported face, which is the default one. So I like how it looks. Now I am going to change here. Vanguard is pretty awesome and cool, but the one thing that I don't like about that is the biotic charge, which is awesome, but it's very easy to actually skip conversation with that because you jump ahead towards the enemy and then sometimes you skip the conversation. And also, I'm not a very big shotgun fan. I think I'm going to take Adept for this one. Like I said, I took Infiltrator because of the decryption and electronics in the first one that you need. But I think I'm going to take Adept for this one. Also, this scene always reminds me of like the Fifth Element, where they like find her and rebuild her. I know they had even less to work with, but the scene always reminds me of that. Sorry, I went back. I'm going for Adept, but Sentinel would probably actually be the better for the warp and overload. But in Mass Effect 2, I love Shockwave. And I want warp as well. So these ones you unlock with like loyalty from your, that's why I've got it already. Probably go for energy drain. I have to admit, in number 2, barrier is not the same as it was in 1. Fortification would probably be closer to it. Okay, so the origin and the reputation is the same. So let's get into it. See how this goes.
On the monitor. Something's wrong.
He's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of his surroundings. Oh my God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson. He's not ready yet. Give him the sedative.
Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Steps pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack. There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker.
So just for interest sakes, she's more or less giving you the tutorial now, but if you move too quickly you can actually interrupt her conversation. And also remember, especially if you're importing, go to squad. And you've got your points. Now because I'm such a high level, I'm actually on level 5 over here, so I've got points. Now I'm going for the biotic mastery because if you see there, it increases your Paragon and Renegade scores. Now one of the big differences in this one is the Paragon and Renegade. Now as you see there, I've got the ones imported, but because they were both even, they're now even. But you don't have the Intimidate and Charm anymore, as you see here. And this one works a little bit weird. It's like you have to commit to either Renegade or Paragon, because if you try and keep them level, it's more or less the further you are in ahead of like one, like with Paragon instead of Renegade, the more you have the chance of being able to choose the Paragon. If they're both even, sometimes you get to points where there's very high choices that you can't get, even though they might be very high, both of them. So it's kind of weird. Also, I am going to make a video showing the new, if you start a new game, that comic, just to show you the choices and how it exactly works for the people that's interested in that. That should be up the same time as this video. I actually wish I could have filled that. I'm going to leave those points for now. The codecs as well, they import a lot from what you've got in one, so I'll do another video where I'll just do a recap of the codecs for the people that want it. There's the journal. But both of these, as soon as you start, you're in it.
You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon and armor.
Now you can see everything that I'm getting.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from... Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Get behind cover now. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast.
So like I said, they're trying to teach you now, and those canisters, as far as I know, don't blow until you're in cover.
Someone's hacking security trying to kill you. Look for a thermal clip for your pistol.
Okay, so now you've
Looks
got
like they
reload.
set up a barricade to try holding the mechs off.
And that's one of the biggest differences between 1 and 2, is now you've got ammo, which sucks.
Vault over the barricade and keep moving. Look out!
Collision proximity warning.
And remember, you've got powers already, especially if you
We need to
import
get
it.
to the shuttles.
Looks pretty cool.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position. Take cover.
And with warp, you can actually like curve it a little bit, so... Oh, nice. Well, that missed.
Nice work, Shepard. Coast is clear.
Oh, there, it skipped the conversation again. Hate when it does that.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
Just have to watch them get mowed down. One thing that's cool about the second one is the stuff you can click on is pretty highlighted from far away, so...
More reinforcements heading your way. Grab the grenade launcher off the security officer's body.
Okay, so this is something new as well, heavy weapons.
Here come the mechs. Use the grenade launcher to take them out. Take the elevator down 1 floor.
Now, like I says, I don't know if there is a way to do this in the first one. I could never figure it out, but this is one of the coolest things for me about the second one on the PlayStation, is you just hold square and you switch to the weapon you were previously.
Hurry! Get to the door! Run!
So they're trying to teach you about sprint over here.
You're doing great, Shepard. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you. Shepard, read me. I've got men closing in on my position.
So don't miss this room. You can grab a wall safe there.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all this money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
4 billion credits.
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
Okay, cool. So here's another panel.
Log update. I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old ice queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite. Or maybe she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
Okay.
Hostile! Shepard, what the hell? I've got him. You're done! What are you doing here? Thought you were still a work in progress.
Okay, so here's where Paragon and Renegade start playing into it. You can ask who are you, but that doesn't get you any points. So if you're really serious about like the points, this one is the only one that actually gives Renegade points at the moment. So
look, pal, I don't know where I am or how I got here. Plus my head feels like an overripe melon ready to split open. How about you fill me in a little?
Damn. Yeah, I forgot this is all new to you. Sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for—
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
okay, so then once again, just a few questions is the Paragon one. I'm tired of taking orders.
I know this isn't the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version. You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed, dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
2 years, damn.
This doesn't look like an Alliance facility.
It is. I can't say much more than that for now. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit them with the good stuff.
Subduing suppressed.
Okay, so now they do want you to use Jacob's power. Otherwise the mechs just keep on coming.
Drop! You're falling back. Okay. I promised I'd answer your questions. What do you want to know?
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it? What they're after?
Damned if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting at us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
This game looks so cool, so awesome. I know it's the remake, or the legendary, but still it looks really impressive.
They were my team. If they knew I was alive, they'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me? How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What do you mean? Cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as you were. You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant. But I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
Okay, I think that's all of it.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we...
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get him out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
I think I remember a Wilson checking on me one time when I woke up.
That's him. He's the chief medical tech. Answers directly to Miranda. Come on. The service tunnels are this way.
Awesome, cool. A lot of information, but 2 years. Wow. Okay, just remember to grab this data pad.
Log update. The Lazarus project is about to enter the final phase. It's taken nearly 2 years, but we did it. Commander Shepard is alive. This is the most amazing medical achievement in recorded history. Maybe now Miranda will finally show some appreciation for everything I've done.
Okay, and then just remember that you can update Jacob's skills as well now. Okay, cool. Also, one of the big differences between this one and the first one, you do not get XP from kills. You only get them from missions. So it doesn't matter how many units you kill. You can see the journal. But this is where I'm going to stop the first video. The comic took a little bit of time. But like I say, it's intense, it's fast paced. It's one of the most intense intros I've played or seen. But I hope you're having fun. I'm having a lot of fun. and be well, and I'll see you in the next part of it.